The following episode was recorded on Friday, April 8th, 2022, before the untimely and surprising passing of Gilbert Gottfried on April 12th, 2022. Rest in peace, Gilbert. Thank you for a ton of laughs. You're a legend. This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Total Red Man has ever done something like this to me! It's,
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the dregs of humanity!
Minisode 18, submission 1824. Titey! Titey was a skit on SNL TV Funhouse on the April 4th, 1998 episode of Saturday Night Live. Well, guys, last year for the anniversary of the Titanic sinking, we covered S.O.S. Titanic.
That would be the made-for-TV movie with David Warner and somebody else. Susan St. James. Thank you, Brain.
Uh-oh!
Yeah, that's what she said. True story. That's what she said when she saw the iceberg.
Oh, hold on, Mike. You're muted!
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say is, yeah, Chico's like, oh, well, it started this person, and I'm like, sitting here saying, Susan St. James! Susan St. James! Do we need to play the damn clip?
Uh-oh!
I eventually got there. All right?
Well, in 1997, a little movie came along from James Cameron and became a sensation.
And not just a sensation, an icon. An icon of 90s cinema. Perhaps an icon of cinema of all time.
That's right.
11 Oscars, that's all you need to know.
And a whole boatload of money, and James Cameron was just sleeping on a pile of money. Let's face it, James Cameron's last two movies have made, like, a whole crap ton of money. Titanic and Avatar. He's like, you know what? I don't have to work.
So he did not make Dark Fate? I thought he made Dark Fate.
No, well, he was a producer, because remember the director of, like, Deadpool did Dark Fate.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
But still, sleeping on a bed of money, and that bed has only gotten bigger over time.
That's right.
Thanks, Disney. So how in the world would Saturday Night Live, aside from the obvious, because there have been Saturday Night Live sketches centered around the Titanic, the one that aired in the David Alan Grier / Snoop Dogg episode comes to mind. You remember that episode, right?
Yeah, I do remember that episode.
That was a funny sketch. But that's not the one we're talking about today.
No.
We're talking about how Walt Disney would basically capitalize on all this Titanic mania.
Yeah, it's a what if.
What if? I thought you said we were taking a detour from Marvel Month.
Oh, well. I had to do it.
I know.
But yeah, in this TV Funhouse sketch, Robert Smigel shows us what would happen if Disney decided to capitalize on Titanic fever. And
it's TV Funhouse. What else needs to be said?
So it's what if the Titanic was a living ship, and not just a living ship. If it was voiced by George Costanza.
Look it up. Jason Alexander voiced Titanic.
But we have three other people. I don't want to spoil this because we're going to play the sketch and you're going to have to listen and you're going to be like, what the hell is going on in this sketch? And that was my exact reaction in 1998 when I watched this. I think
that was my reaction too. Like, what? What the what?
Okay, so we're going to play it right now. Here we go.
And I'll just admit before we start, I was a Mad TV person at this time. I did not watch SNL from like 96 to probably about 2000, probably when Mad TV ended. So we're talking like 2007, 8, 9.
Well, you know what? I can totally understand that because that's when SNL, that mass exodus, and they weren't sure what the hell they was doing. And then Jimmy Fallon and Chris Parnell and Horatio Sands joined the cast, and then it got good again.
That, but also Mad TV had a little bit more of an edge to it, and was just overall funnier, even funnier than, like I said, the 95-96 season of SNL. But that's, again, just my personal preference. I wanted to throw it in there since you guys vividly recall this.
All right. Well, bet you weren't watching Showtime at the Apollo after Mad TV. So
it would have been canceled, I think.
No, Showtime at the Apollo was definitely on in 98. What are you
talking about? Absolutely, it's on. Yeah.
I stopped watching it in 93 because I moved and I didn't know which station it aired on.
Well, you didn't live here in New York on watching it on Channel 4. All right.
Right after SNL. Yeah. Anyway.
They made a Family Guy joke about it. Jeez.
I know they made a Family Guy joke about it.
Okay, here we go. Titey.
The true story of a magnificent ship has swept Hollywood and Broadway. And this summer, Disney has its say. With Titey, starring the voice of Jason Alexander.
I may not be that safe, and I may not be that small, but I got a hunch. That we're gonna have a ball.
With an all-star cast and one mischievous little big ship.
Monsieur Capitan, who got into the pantry? Titey!
With the voice of Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm a bad old iceberg, but I'm cool and hip. I'm a bad old iceberg, and I'm gonna sink that spunky old ship.
Let Disney teach your child the history of the Titanic, the plucky ship that wouldn't say no.
Hang on, Titey!
With a special appearance by Gilbert Gottfried as the voice of Napoleon. And Molly Ringwald as the voice of Anne Frank.
I'm gonna write a diary someday and tell everyone about Titey, the ship we can't repair. Take a trip.
Disney's Titey.
Mom!
The inspiring true story coming to theaters this summer, then on videotape for just 2 weeks. Don't miss Titey, or your child will hate you.
And they got the voice of the Disney voice to do that. Oh my gosh. That's great. That's great.
That's great.
They got the Disney voiceover guy. Who was that? Mark Elliott, the Disney voiceover guy?
I don't know who the name of the Disney voice guy is. But yeah, that's impressive. They got the voiceover guy for this. And you know that's something Disney would have done.
Yeah.
Oh, everything like that was what Disney would have done. The characters, the drawing, the putting it on video for 2 weeks and pulling it off the shelves and putting it in the vault forever. That's all Disney.
Nowadays, they just put it on Disney Plus like 45 days after the movie comes out.
Basically. And yes, I checked. That is Mark Elliott doing the voice.
Okay. But, okay, here's where it gets absurd. Whoopi Goldberg voicing the iceberg. And then Gilbert Gottfried as the voice of Napoleon on the iceberg. Why is Napoleon there? I don't know.
Why is Anne Frank
there?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chico. What? Yeah.
That's historically inaccurate. Because she wouldn't have been born in 1912. And voiced by Molly Ringwald.
She's going to write a diary about
Titey.
how great a ship Titey was.
And not only that, we didn't get to the most absurd part of this. The frickin' sea animals helping Titey repair the frickin' hole in the boat from the iceberg.
Was like wrought iron thread and bubble gum.
Bubble gum.
Oh my god. And then a walrus. It was a walrus. It was just basically pushing the boat back up to the surface.
Yes.
And Titey and the iceberg
Have a
having
fight.
sword fight.
Yes, they have a fight.
And,
A sword fight.
and then there's Titey's mother.
Titey's mom.
Oh,
This is the most absurd thing I've ever seen. It could only come from Bob Smigel.
yeah. I still don't. It's like I've seen this. It was 25 years ago, and frankly, I still don't know what the hell to say.
Mike, do you have anything to say about Titey?
Like I said, they got all the Disney aspects just nailed perfectly, from the animation to some of the characters. Yeah, the whale picking up Titey, and like it is, especially I found very funny. Yeah, we're going to release it on as a film. Then we're going to put it on video for 2 weeks, and you're never going to see it again. So buy it because your kids will hate you if you don't.
It's like, buy it or your kids will hate you.
And that's exactly, I think, the message that Disney sends whenever they used to do this, and they did this all the time back in the 90s and 2000s with not just VHS tapes, but DVDs. It's coming out for a limited time. You got to buy it now.
By the way, Yesterworld has a very good illustration about the Disney Vault. If you want to go check that out.
Yeah, well, thank God that doesn't happen anymore thanks to Disney Plus. You can just watch them all. You can just watch them all for $10 a month.
Yep. You know what they do now? Live action reboots.
Live action reboots. Well, you know what, guys? Hopefully one day, you know what I'm hoping for a live action reboot of?
What's that?
$1 Million Duck. We're due a gritty reboot of $1 Million
course.
Duck.
Of course.
You and $1 Million Duck.
Do it, Disney Plus. It would be money. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you. Wow!
If it hadn't been for you, I would be now in someone else's digestion.
You know there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so. Don't sweat it, forget it, enjoy the show. Working all day, now it's time to unwind. Kick back, relax, take a load off your mind. I'll be busting the moves and I'll be busting the rhymes. We'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Just leave your troubles at the door, leave your worries behind, leave the rest up to me, you're gonna like what you find. I'll be busting the moves and I'll be busting the rhymes, we'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time. Party time, it's party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time. It's party time.
I loved the Mexican mice.
Yeah, just a little racist there.
The vaguely racist Mexican mice.
The Mexican mice that are not Speedy Gonzalez, but they look a lot like Speedy Gonzalez.
Like they're not Speedy. We're not saying they're not. It's not Speedy Gonzalez.
But it's Speedy Gonzalez. Ish.
So Gilbert, tell me about Thick of the Night.
It sucked to high heaven. I remember he wrote and sang the theme song to Thick of the Night. And he would play the guitar and it was and Mama don't leave the light on. I'm on the road.
Mama, don't leave the light on. I'm gonna roll the night.
Second verse. Running in the thick of the night. Running in the thick of the night.
I think I get it, Gilbert.
Running in the